when Maryam tore the button from the demon's clothes. She never imagined it would prove the truth at her funeral. Tonight's story is called The Button of Envy. I'm Max, and tonight's story comes from an old neighborhood in Tehran. But remember our rule. I'll never tell you if this is true or terror. That decision is yours alone. In 1954, two children were promised to each other. Maryam was 2, Reza was 4. Their families decided one day they would marry. Tradition, nothing more. That same night, when Maryam's father buried his daughter's afterbirth on the roof, he thought he saw a shadow watching him. He told himself it was nothing. 15 years passed. In the summer of 1969, Maryam and Reza married. They were happy. They moved into an old house. The kitchen was in the basement. Stone walls, always dark and cold. Their neighbor was a widow, Zahra. Her husband had died just days before the couple arrived. Maryam sometimes heard crying from next door. She left food for the widow, but she never saw Zahra's face. Then Maryam became pregnant. She and Reza were overjoyed, but happiness never lasts long. One evening, while Reza was at work, Maryam went down to the basement kitchen. In the dark, she heard breathing. A figure in black rags stood in the corner. It moved toward her, screaming, moaning, reaching for her with claw-like hands. Maryam grabbed at the figure and ripped off a button from its clothes. Then she fainted. When Reza returned, the door was locked from inside. He broke it down. Maryam lay unconscious, pale, trembling, and in her hand, a button. Fancy, ornate. She tried to recover at her parents' house, but the creature kept coming, night after night, scratching at windows, whispering threats about her baby. Maryam wasted away. Her family whispered, "She's cursed, possessed." They told Reza to leave her, and while Maryam suffered, Zahra visited Reza. She smiled now. She cooked for him. She comforted him. And slowly, he gave in. By winter, she was his second wife. When Maryam learned of this betrayal, hope left her. On the 29th night of winter, she went into labor too soon. By morning, she and her child were dead. They buried her quickly. People whispered, "Poor cursed Maryam, at least her suffering is over." But at the funeral, Maryam's father saw Zahra. She wore a black dress with ornate buttons, one button missing. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the one Maryam had torn from her attacker that first night. It matched perfectly. "This is from your dress," he told Zahra, his voice cold. "You were the demon. You killed my daughter." Zahra resisted, shouting, denying, but when the button fit into place, she collapsed, sobbing, begging forgiveness. Reza stood frozen. His wife had never been cursed. She had been hunted, murdered, and he had betrayed her to marry her killer. The old house is empty now, the basement sealed, but neighbors still tell the story of Maryam. and how the real monsters are not demons, but those who smile at you from next door. If tonight's story kept you guessing, you're not ready for what I have next. Subscribe and hit the bell, not because I'm asking you to, but because you'll want to know the moment the next story drops. This is Max, and until next episode, try not to think about tonight. True or terror?